everybody, Curseius here. Welcome back to Satisfactory. So I have done it. I have gone insane figuring out how to get fluid here, like this 1080 water per minute here, into one system and have it be efficiently, all fluid be efficiently used. I have proof of concept, which I'm going to show you. And first, I'm going to discuss what the problem with liquid generation is in this game. Is that, okay, you have, we're just going really quick here, go boom, boom, and then watch this. So I'm going to move some liquid from these pipes into this one buffer. Be just for a second here. We'll get to about 50 or so. Okay, cool. All right. Let me put this back on here. And now look what happens. Why did I just clap? Anyway. I didn't. Now watch what happens when I connect these two buffers to each other. Now the fill rate jumps up and down. But why? Like the fill rate here is 0, then up, jumps down. The same thing goes with the flow rate of the pipes, jumping up and down. So what's the problem here? The problem is that liquid flow is a two-way street in this game. It doesn't flow one direction. It flows two directions. If there's empty space in a pipe, that pipe will call to be filled from any nearby source, and then so on and so on and so on. So that's actually a programming fallacy by the developer. They actually need to fix that so that either liquids flow in one direction from the source, and that you have to change the direction of the liquid by using, like, these splitter pipes here. But that's how it works currently. So I have created proof of concept here to prove, though, however, that you can put it all into one network and have it work efficiently and not waste any liquid. So really quick, the idea also involves the pipeline pump here. Now the pipeline pump actually only has one noted purpose, and that noted purpose is that it's meant to push liquids up walls and up steep inclines by giving head lift to the pipes. But it also turns out that the pipeline pump has one other function that I'm sure wasn't necessarily intended by the developer, but it helps here. And that function is that it blocks liquid flow from the opposite direction. Meaning, so let's take this fluid buffer here, right? And this buffer. Come on, connect. Now we go ahead and go to logistics. Put the pipeline pump here. And now this pump is pushing this way, right? Now watch what happens. This pipe, or this buffer, will fill up at a rate of 300. But what's happening here? Now there's water in this pipe section, but there's no water going into this fluid buffer. This is because the pipeline pump blocks liquid flow. So if I remove the pipeline pump, boom, it fills up. And just to show you how the liquid flow is a two-way street, like you watch the fill rate, go up and down here in just a second. But as you watch it, the drain rate, fill rate, then boom, there you go. Goes up and down, because they're calling for liquid from each other constantly because there's room. Because there's room for liquid, they call for it. So that actually needs to be fixed by the developer. But anyways, though, I have decided I use these pipeline pumps, which you see a lot of them, to direct the flow of liquid and actually create a system that utilizes every bit of liquid produced with no waste. Now, as you can see here, I have everything going here, which this is a complicated proof of concept, by the way, which we're going to go ahead and get to a practical proof of concept, which I have put at my refinery. It's ready to go. Now, this fluid buffer represents a production line utilizing 300 units of water per minute. So you just drain this, and as you'll see, the fill rate will go to 300. Pretty simple. So let's go ahead and keep it drained. And then I have another one over here. So we're just going to go ahead and dump them all. Now there's 900 liquid being drained per minute. So if we come over here and look, fill rate is even here. Fill rate is even there, although it's not really draining from this tank, but that's fine. And this one's not even draining, and it's fine. And then we come back all the way over here and take a look. This one is fine. By the way, still filling, 301. This one is fine. And this one is fine. No negative net drain on anything with 900 units of water being used, which means the 180 overflow can be captured and used because there's 1080 water being produced. Now the idea here and how I did this is pretty simple. Think of these three giant industrial buffers here to be representative of the three sources of water being pumped at 360 apiece, being over there, and over there. So you redirect all the flow to go one direction, starting over here, boom, boom, boom. So as soon as this one fills up, it'll overflow and then fill this one up. Although actually the just starting off, they will all try to kind of fill at the same time, but they will fill. That was my phone telling me it has low battery. But they will fill, and they will fill up generally slow, but after they fill up all the way, they are efficient and will use all the liquid and not drain from themselves. And then you drain them off, and this is more complicated than it should be right here. I've actually uncomplicated this, but this is just proof of concept, like I said. But anyways, we come off here, and then we have another line, production line. Like I said, this represents a production line. And then off the production line, you have the other three buffers, which collect more liquid. And then you repeat the same here, and there you go. But now here's the question. Does this work in practice? Okay, so the answer is yes, this works in practice. I have actually constructed this into my refinery. This is 1080 oil from 3 separate oil extractors that go out into the desert there or wherever. This one here does 480 because it's off a pure node, and these two do 300 a minute. So there's 1080 oil being produced into this system. Now it's not as complicated as it looks. What you're going to do, and I'm just going to go over the first floor of how you do this because you're going to repeat this for every floor. So I'm just going to go off this once. So what you do is you create 2 lines. One line here that connects into your refineries, And you're just going to connect it all the way down to all the refineries you're using. Simple. Really quick here, actually, I'm going to turn it on, by the way, by flushing one of these fluid buffers. So let's flush this. Runs and starts drawing oil, you'll see. But anyway, this line here is using 300 oil per minute. And this is it. You just bring it all the way down. Now you have all three buffers here. You're going to connect each buffer into the line about every other cross section. And then you're going to have the last oil producing line put into a cross section that's way off in the distance here to help fill up these tanks. And that's pretty much it. You're going to have the the pipeline pumps pushing the oil, forcing it all the way down this way. And the same thing goes for the production line. You have the pipeline pumps pushing the oil all the way to the end, basically to the last refinery here. As you can see, it is producing just fine. The pipes are full. Everything's cool. Anyways, though, and then you kind of bring everything over here and you connect in the three industrial buffers. And then you kind of connect their lines using pipeline pumps to push any excess fluid over to the furthest buffer, either to the left or to the right. I don't think it matters. And then you're going to bring each buffer up. Where's my tube way to heaven? Here it is. And then you're just going to repeat this for every floor. See, 2 lines going all the way down. Two lines that go all the way down. And then, connect all the overflow, the unused oil, to industrial buffers. Specifically, those 3 industrial buffers right here. This floor is producing the plastic, which it looks like the plastic is just a little used. So let's go ahead and try to just grab a little bit. Boom. There we go. These will start producing in just a second. And now, where's my tube way to heaven? There it is. And then we're going to go to the next floor here in just a second here after I just dump all this plastic that I don't need to have on my person. Because I'm producing more than enough at the moment. Probably hurts people to see me do that. Anyway. Then we go up to the rubber floor. This is the floor producing rubber. And like I said, it is repeated. And that is it. Each floor uses 300 oil, which means I still have 180 unused, which I can easily set up to use the extra 180. Let's go ahead and just grab this rubber here. So that way we can see just how the oil is being used. And I believe this here, oh, you know what? Go ahead and dump all that. Oop. Get rid of this. Get rid of any excess pipeline too that isn't needed. Because if it empties, it will call for oil and draw, which is unnecessary. But as you can see though, fill rate, drain rate remains constant. Fill rate, drain rate remains constant. Fill rate, drain rate remains constant. Actually, this one has a net negative, it seems. But that actually makes sense because we are getting towards the end of this particular setup. But of course, I can actually follow this line and see what the problem is to see if there is a problem. Which I don't think there is. I think that we are just getting to the we're getting to the point where there is going to start being diminishing return on how much stuff there is. This one is positive. This one is, you know, net positive 0, net positive 0. So there we go. It doesn't look like there's a problem. So like I said, I think that's just, we're getting to the point where production is getting close to its limit. That's pretty much it. But anyways, though, that is it. That is how you do this. That is how you set up a full-on efficient refinery. That's it. I went insane trying to figure this out. Like, how do you do this? This was my thoughts. As you can see, net positive 0 here, net positive 0 here, and net positive 0 here. Although, hold on. Why do you have less than 2,400 in you? Are we actually draining off the extractors? Let's actually go take a look. That's actually a good thought. I would actually like to see that. Whoop. I've set up launch pads for me to just launch off of. Boop, 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 boop. The next launch pad right here. Launch pad McQuack. Woo! All right. By the way, bringing the oil and stuff back is actually the most efficient way to ever do things. Don't let anybody ever tell you the opposite. Bringing it all back is actually the most efficient way to do it because you're bringing resources directly back to your producing, your production lines, and that is the most efficient way to do it. If you can do it. Sometimes you can't. Sometimes you have to use alternative transport like trains and whatever else. But in lieu of trains and alternative transport, if you can bring it all the way back manually, do so. But anyways, this is a 300 positive. Yeah, you're producing just fine. Actually, it was the first one that had less than 2,400 in it. The first one is the one that has the 480, and that's this one over here. This is the peer node right here. Let's take a look. This one is draining quite fast, but it does fill up. And I can still overclock this. If this actually turns out to be less net positive than it should be, then I can overclock this just a little bit more. Probably to 600, I think. And then the other one over here is 300. It's a normal node. Let's go take a look. Call me a madman. Call me insane. So it seems like this one is constantly draining. And it is barely net positive. Okay. So there you go. There you have it. Proof of concept. You can hook this stuff to your network, and it'll work. Like all three to one network of piping, and it will work. So I hope you guys enjoyed that. Like honestly, I wouldn't want to try and make a full-on tutorial how to do this. Like I said, just go back, look at the like if you want to do this, just like I said, make 2 rows of pipes. One's for the production, one's for the liquid to move, and then you just push the liquid into the pipes for production, and then you keep moving the liquid along the network. So if this helped you out, helped you understand some stuff, hit that like button. Subscribe if you're new to the channel, hit that notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thank you for watching. Bye-bye.